Good morning, boys. I hope you're having an amazing day. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to text girls, and I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide on helping you, and I'm going to give you tips on what to say, how to say things, and I'm going to give you some bonus tips to get you to build some mystery, some aura, and stuff like that. So if this video helps you, like it, share it, and comment down below and share it with the boys because I know other guys need help out there too. So if you want to help out your friend, your group of friends, share the video with them, okay? But don't share the video if it doesn't help, okay? So let's just get straight into it. So the first step that I usually do is I don't talk to them, okay? You're probably like, Zach, what the fuck? How's this gonna help me? And I'm gonna tell you, just calm down, bro. Just chill, okay? So what I mean, as in, I don't talk to them. I mean, I don't first go up and just say hey or something like that. I personally just go to their account, see what they like, or see if something that like I like that I want to talk about them, right? So it's still about them, but it's something that I like about them. So the other day I was on Tinder and I looked through this girl's profile and I saw she had a cowboy hat. So I liked it and I was like, okay. I was like, ooh, I like that. Then the phase two is the texting part. Okay. Basically, after I saw the cowboy hat and stuff, I was like, quote unquote, this is the message, right? I'll probably put it like right here or some shit. But I was like, you should give me the cowboy hat. I want it. And then with the devil smiley face emoji because I'm a child like that. Because I have the balls and confidence to say something like that. I tell her, I don't ask her for one. And she was like, okay, ha 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 ha, or something like that. Basically, what I did was just start. That was just a conversation starter right there. Okay, the conversation starter has to usually be something funny or whatever. You have to stand out. You have to be unique. Okay, so I'll also give you another example of one. I was also on Tinder again, obviously, because whatever. And I saw we matched with a different girl and I saw that she played tennis. Okay. In my head I was like, oh, okay, bet. How like I suck at tennis. I personally never really played that much. I played racquetball before, but that's not really the point. So I was like, we should play tennis and every time I lose, we kiss. And then she said lol okay or something. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what she said, but she enjoyed the statement. She liked it and then she said something else. But after that, that's basically just a conversation starter, okay? If you start off with like what do you like or like say like some of like the blue pill stuff like uh how many siblings you have, nobody really cares. Nobody really wants to talk about that. She wants to flirt. The only reason you're talking to girl is to flirt with her or um plan to hang out with her, okay? Meet up, so you can score, okay? And you're probably like, Zach, I don't even want to score. No, the only reason you're talking to her is because you want to score, bro. So I'm trying to help you get to that point, okay? So that was phase two, the conversation starter. The phase three is just talk about what you want to talk about, okay? I talk about what I want to talk about. So afterwards, what I usually do, this is like the best tip I could probably give you, is talk about what you want to talk about. Because if you talk about something that you don't want to talk about, it's not really gonna flow properly. And girls are boring 90% of the time, okay? They're gonna be like, okay, um, or how are you, or what about this, what about that. But the thing is, you don't have to fucking answer that shit, okay? So I talk about what I want to talk about. So let's say I started the conversation and she said, haha, okay, uh, what, what do you like doing on your free time? I would basically just ignore it, okay? I would ignore it and then respond with something like, hey, we should meet up Saturday night, I'm going to this party or some shit. I personally don't party, but you know what I mean? Like, just ignore what she says and talk about something you want to talk about. One really good tip or strategy I can give you is, first of all, ignoring it. Second of all, um, plan something. Okay, it's either you want to talk about something you want to talk about, like whatever. It really doesn't matter. But or you plan a hangout afterwards. Okay, so let me give you an example. So if I'm trying to plan a hangout, I'm like, okay, she sends a boring text and whatever. I don't want to answer because I'm busy. I got stuff to do. I'm really busy. I'm focused on YouTube right now. I don't really care. I don't really give a fuck about dating right now. So I just text her for fun, flirting, or because I'm bored. Um, so she texts, "How are you?" And afterwards, I would wait like 1, 2, 3 hours or whenever. Just text her whenever I want. Um, let's meet up. I'll Uber you or some shit, or like I'll pick you up at 9:30 on Thursday. We'll go get some coffee or some shit, or you should come over in an hour or some shit like that. I'll Uber you. I remember texting the girls in the past. I'd be like, we should hang out Saturday because I'm free that day. You know, like I would just ignore exactly what she said, and I was like, I kind of want to hang out with this girl. Let me just text her and plan a hangout. And 90% of the time, they say yes. Like they notice when you like ignore their text, but at the end of the day, they don't really care because they're excited to go see you, right? That's the whole point. If they're interested in you, they'll be more likely to be open up to hanging out with you and stuff like that. If she says no, that's okay. Like there's always other girls out there, but I'm just telling you, this tip is like really good. Okay, and the difference between somebody that like scores and then somebody who doesn't is that the guy who scores is usually not talking to her, usually is flirting and stuff like that. Like they plan to hang out, they're not scared to hang out. And the other one who doesn't score is usually trying to be like the nice guy, the guy who starts the conversation, like, hey, how's your day going, or hey, what do you like, or what's this, what's that. No, she don't want to talk about that, bro. She boring. She has like 30 other guys talking to her like that. You want to be different and um be a different person, like you be unique from it. Stand out from the group. You don't want to be inside the group just like everybody else. Because how are you gonna be seen if you're like everybody else? Like you're a fucking clone. You're a copy of everybody else. So don't be doing that, okay? Don't be boring. Have fun with it. If you don't feel like texting her, don't text her, okay? If you don't have anything to say, don't say anything. It's I feel like a lot of guys like they put a pressure on themselves or anything like that because they're like, oh shit, she texted. Let me wait like 5 minutes and I'll text back and whatever. No, you're overthinking it, bro. Just say what you want to say, do what you want to do, and you'll be fine, okay? Because you're in your element, you're doing what you want to do, right? You feel good, you're aligned with your thoughts, you're aligned with your desires, so you're going to be more charismatic, you're going to be more attractive, and the girls are going to respect you more because you're doing what you want to do, not for them but about them. Okay, second thing, talk about what you want to talk about, don't talk about what they want to talk about, because I remember in the past I wanted to talk about stuff that like maybe that she's interested in, but that's not really how it works. Okay, you need to switch from talking about what they want to talk about to talking about what you want to talk about, so the conversation can flow more freely and you're going to be more in your like element, right? You're going to be more charismatic, you're going to be more of a chad because you're talking about something that you like talking about, and she's just there, she just wants to have fun vicariously through you. So like, have you ever heard of the song "Girls Just Want to Have Fun"? That's basically what's going on, right? So you're a chat right now, and you're texting a girl. The first thing you do is um, don't text her. You just go to her account, do all that stuff. The second thing you do, you find something you like, or the first thing you find something you like about her, and then you text her like, "Oh, I like that cowboy hat. Give me it. I want it." And then she's like, "Okay, ha 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 ha. How was your day?" Then you wait like 2 or 3 hours. Then you text her when you want, or you can text her like right then and there. You could just say, "Meet me for coffee on Saturday," or "I'm going to um gonna go for a run. You want to join?" And 90% of the time they'll probably say yes. It really just depends on the girl, if she's near or not, if you can drive, if you can Uber her, pick her up, or anything like that. But it basically gets her in the mood to, like, smash and stuff like that. And that's the point. I'm trying to help you smash, right? So if you have a car, that's better. If you don't, Uber is better, stuff like that. Okay. So one tip I will give when you're hanging out with the girl, not hanging out, when you're planning to hang out with the girl, okay? Do something that you were already going to do, okay? Don't make plans to hang out with her, right? Don't make plans for her. Already do what you were going to do, just invite her to it, okay? I don't know how many times I had to go do something like clean my car. I was gonna go for a run, I was gonna go for a walk out in nature, or do whatever I want to do, right? And I just invited this girl with me. 90% of the time, you can just invite her to your house if you don't want to go anywhere, right? Because like if you don't feel like going out, how are you gonna be like this hella attractive guy and like a Chad if you don't feel good, right? If you don't even want to do what you want to do, right? So, because I feel like a lot of guys plan like a date out for the lady, right? What does she want? What does she like? What does she want to do, right? No, it's all about you. Okay, what do I want to do? What am I gonna do? And then you just invite her with you, right? Because she wants to have fun vicariously through you. Okay, the Chad, the alpha male, or whatever you want to call it, is usually just looking out to have some fun. So by having fun is that's why I say talk about what you want to talk about, because I have fun talking about what I want to talk about, and she has fun texting me back because like I'm hilarious as fuck, like I'm creative as fuck because I'm flirting, and she's like, ha ha ha, or like, Zach, you're weird as fuck, and then like she's like over here, or like I'm over at her house like 30 minutes later, just I don't know if I can even say this on YouTube, but like you know what I mean. So just do something that you were already gonna do and just invite her to it, or something that you want to do and just invite her to it. Okay, that's the best tip I can give when you're trying to hang out with a girl. Another tip for texting, okay, if you don't want to plan a hangout right then and there, you can text her. And one tip I usually go for is, if she says something boring, I usually say something like, "Guess what happened today?" or "I bet you can't guess what happened today," and put like an evil emoji or like a chat emoji or something like that, like the sunglasses emoji. And what this usually does is it gets them thinking about you, right? The whole point of the seduction or texting a girl is to get her thinking about you when you're not around, okay? Anybody can think about you when you're around, right? Because you're right there in front of them. Because like you're in the present, like right in front of them. But the point is to get them to think about you when you're not around. And that's the basically art of seduction. That's the whole goal, is to get them to whatever. And when you do that, even if it's good or bad, okay, I will give you some tips later on, maybe in a different video, but basically a woman's emotions is like a full spectrum, right? It has like all these, like the color spectrum. It's kind of like that. So what you got to do is to get her to like be attracted to you and like do this, do that. You kind of got to be like the bad guy, right? The bad boy. Think of like in a movie or something. Like there's always that douchebag or some shit who's always like, he always has his girl, right? Like, but he's like not a really good guy, right? The point is like you don't want to be like a douchebag, like calling her like a bitch or anything. Don't do that. Hell no. But what you want to do is not be scared to make her mad. Okay. I feel like a lot of guys are scared to make her mad, and that's not the point. The point is to have fun and do what you want. Sometimes you're gonna make her mad, right? Sometimes, like you just don't want to hang out with her. Like I remember one time, well, a couple of times actually. I had some girls and I planned to hang out with them like a certain day or something, or like later on that day, and then I was like, you know what, I don't feel like it. I just made me feel like staying home and just like chilling out, doing my thing. And like yeah, I could have got some that day, but low key it come in abundance, and I don't really give a fuck. Like you should have the mindset of I have so much that I just do what I want. And low key, I gained. She was mad, right? But the whole point is she's thinking about me while she's mad. Okay, like that's so powerful right then and there. So that's just like a bonus tip right there. But what I usually do is I say, guess what? And they're usually like, what happened? And I'm like, nah, you gotta guess. And by doing so, when I say, nah, you gotta guess, they usually guess something about what they probably think I would be doing, right? So, or something that they did because it's fresh in their consciousness, right? Because I had this girl the other day said, I did the same thing to her. I was like, you gotta guess first, and then like put the evil devil emoji, and then she was like a rodeo question mark or something like that, and I was like, she was like, I just came back from a rodeo, and I was like, oh shit, really? And I was like, you know what, you should send me some proof, right? Because like I just wanted a picture, like a video or some shit of her, because like, because like I just wanted one. I was like, I'm gonna need some proof, a question mark. And I put like the thinking emoji, and she was like, yeah, she sent me a video, and she was like, is this good enough? And I was like, yeah, like better than enough, you know. So you just gotta be that calm, confident guy, and just like add some mystery to it. Okay, she asked you know something, right? Just ignore it if you don't want to respond to it. You don't have to respond to every text she says, right? You can make your own text. You can create what you want to happen, right? I feel like a lot of guys don't know they have the power to do that. But basically you just don't tell her a lot about yourself, right? You want to keep as much mystery as you can, but like leave like give a little bit here and there, right? Like, oh, I do YouTube or something like that. And then she's like, oh, what's your YouTube channel? I'm like, okay. I tell her, I talk about it, and I talk about a video I just made. And then after that, she'd be watching my videos or some shit. But basically, um, yeah, just make that's a way to add some mystery to your character, right? Because if you are just some guy like you don't know anything about Loki, girls be smashing guys who don't even know their names, and that is pretty fucked up. And you can't even get a girl who knows your name and knows of your existence and doesn't even like you. So I'm trying to help you out. Okay, some tips for texting and stuff like that. Stop texting her 24/7. Okay, you got better things to do. You got stuff to work on. You can work out, improve your physique. Basically, you need to build yourself every single day, and you can't just be focused on just girls, right? I feel like a lot of guys just sit around fantasizing, thinking about the girl all day, right? And she's like, that's the only reason why you're texting them 24/7 is because they're in your consciousness or your mind 24/7. You're basically manifesting her. But when she doesn't text you back for like an hour or two, you're like, bro, what the fuck? And then you're sitting here fantasizing, thinking about her like a little girl when it should be the other way around, right? So, a tip I do give is stop texting her 24/7. You got better things to do. I text the girls that I text, like 2 times a day, maybe like one in the middle of the day and like one at like nighttime or some shit, like right before I go to bed. They don't want you to text them 24/7. The whole point is to get them to think about you when you're not around. So when you basically just text them when you want to text them, but if you are constantly thinking about her and texting her all the time, she's gonna get depolarized and get bored of you, and then you're gonna be more of a friend than a sexual like mystery guy, right? You're gonna get rid of that sexual desire because you're there all the time. That's when that's why you see like a lot of divorces and marriages, because at a certain point you get too familiar with one another, and once you get too familiar, the mystery is gone, the curiosity is gone. She's not fantasizing about you because you're always there, right? You're always there when she texts you. Like a good little puppy, bro. No, you need to do your own thing, right? You need to work on your business. Well, I don't even know if you have a business, but you need to work on your business, or like work on your physique, work on whatever your mission is, right? If you are wanting to improve in running, you're running every single day, or like you're focused on something, right? I'm not saying you can't text her, right? I'm saying that you need to be more focused on other things, right? Girls are low key, I don't know. After a while, they kind of get boring. And I think it's because I had all of it. Like I had, sex, all that good stuff, like making out sessions, all that stuff. But Loki, it's not as fulfilling as like working on my purpose and like the drive to make these YouTube videos, right? To make the scripts, to make the YouTube videos, to like work, make money, and build my empire right now. But back then, when I was younger, I was focused on growth. So I do understand where you are coming from. But I'm telling you from experience that you need to stop texting her like every 5 minutes, bro. You need to actually be focused on something else and keep on going, um building your empire, right? Building your physique, if you're bodybuilding, if you are training for like a event, if you're in a sport or anything like that, whatever you want, your studies, your college, whatever you want, man. Just don't be texting her all day, okay? That's how you're gonna dry her up. She wants to be thinking about you when you're not around, okay? That's the goal. So distance yourself, because whatever, right? If you're there all the time, she's gonna be depolarized and she's not gonna want you. And when you are texting her, be playful, okay? Here's another tip. Here's the second tip, okay? Be playful and also see her as like a little girl, right? Imagine like a little girl. It's basically so you don't take things personally, but imagine like a little girl, right? Imagine she called you like a poopy head, right? Like you're a poopy head. How would you feel, right? That's basically the same way. Like you probably wouldn't care. You're probably like, oh, she's just a little kid, trying to be mean. That's how you want to see the girl you're talking to as, okay? So the only reason I want you to do this is because if she is in her mood, because girls are gonna be in their mood, they're gonna be, on their periods and stuff like that. If she's in her mood and you see her as a little girl, you're like, oh, or like she gets jealous, or she's anything like that. You just see her as like she just needs some lovings, okay? Like she just needs some love, and you just give it to her. You hug her, you kiss her, and afterwards, she's either, it depends if what kind of girl you have. If she's mid, she's probably not gonna take the love and stuff like that. Like sometimes she just have to sit. She just has to sit in her emotions, bro. Like you just gotta let her sit it. Like let her pout, let her be. You got better things to do. You got better things to focus on. You can't be focused on her and her mood and like that shit affect you, right? The whole point is so it doesn't affect your mood. Okay. If she's in a bad mood, let her be in her bad mood. If you don't want to deal with it, don't deal with it. But um, if you do try, because like you do like her or you do love her or whatever, just see her as a little girl and don't take it like so personally. Just give her a hug, give her a kiss, be like, "Oh, come here." And then sometimes she might reject it, but sometimes she might take it. So it's a win-win either way. And then maybe afterwards, y'all can just like fuck or something. I don't know. I know from experience, like it's very effective. But yeah, and if she ever says some dumb like that irritates you, just see her as a little girl, bruh. Like a little girl can't hurt you or anything, right? Because if she says something like, "Oh, you're stupid," like just don't take it personally. Be like, "Oh, okay, well, whatever you think," or "Sure, sure," or something. I don't know, but like I'm just like, "Oh, she just feels bad or something." But yeah, and that's basically it. Ooh, this is a really good video, a really fast video, and shit like that. I really hope this video helped you. Like and subscribe, share, comment down below if it helped you, and share it with the boys, bro. And next video that I will be doing is talking to girls, like in person. Okay, you, I can make a cold approaching video on what to do, say, and do whatever when you see a girl you like in public and stuff like that. And then afterwards, after you're talking to them, like you're your friend and stuff like that, I can show you how to. If you're in the friend zone, I can show you how to get out the friend zone and all this shit because I know from experience, man. It works. I got a strat, but I might actually have you pay for that course because it's too good, bro. Like I'm sorry, but if you want girls, bro, it takes money. It takes money for knowledge. Why else did we have books? But I think it would be very beneficial for you to watch. So stay tuned for that. I love y'all. Y'all guys have a great day and share the video. Bye.